Dow Jones Industrial Average 52,000 points or more under President Donald Trump. What's going on? All right, folks. So the Dow Jones Industrial, the stock market, of course, I'm talking about Dow Jones Industrial. It's 52,000 and more under President Donald Trump. All right, so let's look into that. All right, so what's driving these markets so high? Kind of a tricky topic. It does not necessarily mean an average American is rich, and let's get into that real quickly. All right, folks. So Dow is 52,000 plus points, which is great. I think 52,300, some points like that. Of course, it changes during trading hours and then after hours. Okay. So now let's look at the history of America and Dow Jones Industrial and how it connects to presidents. All right. So Barack Obama comes in right after the big 2008 financial crisis. The Dow Jones Industrial is really low. Dow Jones begins to pick up. Okay, maybe his policies depends upon how you see it. Yes, there was a big bailout, so a lot of money was pumped into the system. The Dow Jones Industrial goes up. All right, so Barack Obama leaves. 2016, Donald Trump comes in. Dow Jones Industrial goes up again. All right, okay. Then COVID, okay, happens. 2020, Dow Jones Industrial goes down. All right. President Joe Biden comes in, Dow Jones Industrial goes up. Okay, all right. Then 2024, Donald Trump runs for election, Dow Jones Industrial goes up again. Okay, so what's going on here? Folks, Dow Jones Industrial, everybody knows what it is. We're not gonna waste your time. These are the blue chip famous companies out there, corporations actually, if you want to call it companies, but they're really all C corporations, because C corporations generally are the ones who can list their stock on the exchange, with the exception to some other entities who could do that. So folks, why is Dow Jones Industrial so important? It's important, but not really that important, right, folks? Just think it this way. Dow Jones Industrial is up, which is great. By the way, the real estate is also up, okay? So what does that mean? Okay. Are Americans still rich? The answer is probably no, depends upon who you talk to and where you talk to, okay? Price of meat is expensive, car insurance is expensive. Like I said, real estate is super expensive, houses are expensive. Healthcare premiums, okay, healthcare insurance, if you have your own healthcare or you have to buy insurance through your job, it's gone up, okay? So what does that mean? Does that got to do something with Dow? Maybe yes, maybe no, depends upon how you see it. It's more about the money people are investing. It could be institutional investors, it could be private people. And sometimes people are just investing without even focusing what's happening outside of America. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, whatever your strategy is, or you don't care, or maybe you just don't even follow what happens outside of America, right? Whatever is happening in Russia, whatever is happening in the Middle East, maybe you don't even care, because all your hope is you take all your life savings. To make an example for many people, right? Put that money in your 401k, okay? Pension IRA, traditional IRA, Roth IRA, whatever you want to call it, okay? And then you just keep buying, okay? And you keep hoping that will go up and go up, which is great, okay? It has gone up, okay? And then you hope whenever you decide to retire, or maybe you're not even a person who's looking to retire, maybe you're like a day trader, or you're just buying, investing in Dow Jones Industrial stocks, right? Whatever that company is, or the corporation is, and you hope you could make some profit, or maybe just get out of the game quickly, okay? So sometimes a lot of this information is also based upon whatever we want to hear, right, folks? Okay, so what does that mean? Well, sometimes we will hear in the news that, hey, everything looks great, let's just do it, and you know what, it's great, you can still invest, but not necessarily some factors the major outlets might be focusing on, like I said, about healthcare premiums, right? Gas prices, they have come down, okay, which is good news. Car prices, used car prices, it's insanity. They're really expensive, folks. Used cars are super expensive. Why? I do not know. Supply and demand, okay? People can't afford new cars. New cars have gone up. New cars are really expensive now too, right? If you wanted to buy like a new Mustang or a new Challenger or any new cars are really expensive, right? So people are doing what? A lot of Americans are buying used cars to save money, okay? But used cars are not cheap either, folks. Just look around, go on any of these car websites, and try to shop like cars.com or Car Gurus or any of these websites and look up yourself. You'll see if you wanted to put in like a $5,000 range, pick a zip code wherever you live. Let's say you live in Boston or you live in Houston. And then what do? You just hope that one of these cars are cheap, right? But guess what? When you put cars for $5,000 or $7,000, you will see cars which are, honestly speaking, are not even in good condition, right? They just have high mileage, right? And they also seem to be, they've been driven a lot. They might even need body work. So if you're lucky, if you can buy a car for under $5,000 to $7,000 in good condition, yes, there's very few deals out there, but majority of the time, you're not going to find those nice cars for that kind of money. But again, somebody might turn around and argue and say, hey, wait a second, you get what you pay for. Hey, if that's what you want to say, all right, folks? Healthcare, like I said, again, folks, another thing a lot of times is not covered in the media is healthcare premiums have gone up for people, right, folks? Prescriptions, okay? People who have to take medications, prices of medications have gone up, right? So Dow Jones Industrial is great, but it does not mean Dow Jones Industrial is up, right, about 52,000 points, which is good, okay? Not necessarily means the prescription has, gone down or it's going to get more affordable, right? Again, Dow Jones Industrial is up. It not necessarily means used car prices will go down and they will be like what they used to be pre-COVID, right? By the way, before COVID happened, folks, you could buy cars for like $1,000, $2,000, really good cars, right? Those cars don't even exist anymore. Yes, there's cars for that kind of price. There are cars which are 300,000 miles on them, and they probably have rust or corrosion or frame damage, whatever you want to call it. Okay, yes. So Dow Jones Industrial has gone up, but not necessarily means healthcare premiums have gone down. Not necessarily meat. Folks, look at the price of beef. Beef is so expensive now, right? Does everybody agree with me? Okay, now beef is not cheap at all, right? So days are gone where you can go, you think steak houses are cheap. They're not. Okay, steak houses are really expensive now, right? And a lot of, if you really look around, right, a lot of small mom and pop steak houses have gone out of business. Why? Because the price of beef has been jacked up, so they really can't afford to survive, so they decided to just close the doors or whatever the reasoning is. It's just not profitable for them to stay in business. A lot of restaurants have closed down. I don't know where you are, but I can tell you where I am standing here, a lot of restaurants have closed down. Okay, so yes, Dow Jones Industrial is a good news for President Donald Trump, and of course the Vice President J.D. Vance. A lot is not covered on him. I think he's done a lot of work over here. I think the media does not give him so much attention to Vice President J.D. Vance, but I think he's also worked really hard, tirelessly with President Donald Trump to bring the markets down up and also bring the gas prices down. Okay, so kind of a tricky topic to say. Yes, Dow Jones Industrial is at 52,000 points. Wow, everything looks great. Not necessarily. Okay, yes, for maybe for some people. For major hedge fund managers, institutions who are making a huge profit, it's completely fine. They should be very happy and they say, wow, the markets are going up. And that's exactly why they love to have the markets keep going up and up, because obviously they're making a lot more profit because they don't want the markets to go down. The more longer they stay, the markets stay up, it's more profitable for them to do their trades and also keep investing. Folks, if you agree with me about Dow Jones Industrial, and if President Donald Trump should get some credit, or President Donald Trump should not get any credit, or Vice President J.D. Vance should get any credit on the Dow Jones Industrial being all-time high, or J.D. Vance should not get any credit for this Dow Jones Industrial being all-time high, 52,000 some change points. All right, folks, if you like what you see, please press the subscribe button. Thank you.